Your dog has never sat you down and explained what they need from you. They cannot write a list or send you a message or pull you aside for a conversation, but they have expectations. Specific, consistent, deeply held expectations about how the relationship is supposed to work, about what you are supposed to do and not do, about what safety looks like and what it does not, about the terms of the agreement that exist between the two of you, whether you signed up for it consciously or not. And when those expectations are violated, not dramatically, not cruelly, just quietly and repeatedly in the ordinary moments of daily life, something shifts. The trust erodes in ways that are subtle and cumulative and very difficult to reverse once they have built up over time. Today we are going through the unspoken rules your dog is holding you to, all of them grounded in behavioral science, all of them things your dog has been expecting from you since the first day you brought them home. Rule 1. Come back. This is the most fundamental rule in the entire relationship, and it is the one most owners never consciously think about because it seems so obvious. Every time you leave, your dog enters a state of incomplete safety. The attachment figure is gone. The anchor is unavailable. The nervous system activates in ways we covered in depth in the alone time video. Cortisol rises, the threat detection system comes online. The dog begins the long process of waiting for resolution, and what resolves it every time, reliably, without exception, is your return. You come back, the nervous system resolves, the cortisol drops, the world recalibrates. Your dog does not understand the concept of I will be back. They do not have language for future tense or abstract reassurance. What they have is pattern, and the pattern they are tracking is simple. This person always comes back. Every absence has so far ended in a return. The waiting is survivable because the resolution reliably follows. This is why extended or unexpected absences, a hospitalization, a trip longer than your dog has experienced before, can produce genuine behavioral disruption even in otherwise secure dogs. The pattern they have relied on to make absence manageable is suddenly not holding. And a dog whose primary rule, come back, has become uncertain is a dog in genuine psychological distress. The rule is not just about returning. It is about returning consistently enough that your dog can hold the certainty of it in their body even when you are not there. That certainty is one of the most significant gifts you can give them. Earn it every day by coming back. Rule 2. Do not change without warning. Your dog has built a detailed and continuously updated model of you. Your routines, your emotional patterns, your behavioral sequences, the way you move through the household across the arc of a normal day. This model is not passive background knowledge. It is the primary tool through which your dog navigates their world and maintains their sense of safety. When you change, when the routine shifts dramatically, when your emotional baseline alters significantly, when the behavioral patterns your dog has relied on to predict what comes next become unreliable, your dog experiences this as a form of destabilization, not necessarily dramatic or acute, but real. This is why dogs often show behavioral changes during periods of significant human life transition. A new job with different hours, a relationship change, a move, a period of prolonged stress. The model they have built no longer produces accurate predictions. The person they thought they knew is behaving differently. And the gap between expectation and reality is, in the nervous system of an animal whose safety depends on predictability, a source of genuine anxiety. You cannot always prevent change. Life changes. But understanding that your dog is reading those changes through the lens of their model of you creates a specific kind of awareness, where you can maintain the routines that anchor them. Keep the walk at the same time. Keep the feeding consistent. Keep the bedtime ritual intact. Let the things that can stay the same. And in the transitions that are unavoidable, be more emotionally present, not less. Your dog needs the anchor more when the environment is shifting, not less. Rule 3. Hear me before I have to shout. Your dog is communicating with you constantly through body posture, facial expression, micro movements of the ears and tail and eyes, a continuous stream of information about their internal state and their needs that most owners receive only partially, if at all. And when the quiet signals are missed, when the lip lick is not noticed, when the lean away is overridden, when the yawn in a tense moment is dismissed as tiredness, the dog faces a choice. They can accept that their communication did not land, or they can escalate to something louder, something harder to miss. The escalation is not aggression. Not initially, it is just volume. A dog that has learned that quiet signals produce no results will produce louder ones. More persistent nudging, more vocalization. Eventually, in some dogs, the snap or the growl that finally gets the response the quieter signals never could. Veterinary behaviorists are consistent on this. The dogs most likely to produce problem behaviors, the dogs that bite, that bark excessively, that destroy things, are overwhelmingly dogs whose quieter communication was systematically missed or overridden until escalation became the only reliable option. The rule your dog is holding you to is simple. Hear me now, while I am still speaking quietly, before I have to say it in a way neither of us wants. Learning to read your specific dog signals, not dogs in general, your dog, the specific vocabulary of their particular body and their particular emotional expressions is one of the most important things you can do for the relationship, and one of the most direct ways to honor the rule they are asking you to follow. Rule 4, be the same person in public that you are at home. Your dog knows you in private. They have seen every version of you, the tired version, the sad version, the silly version, the version that talks to yourself while you cook, and the version that cries at things on television. They have built their model of you from the full, unedited reality of who you are across hundreds of thousands of ordinary moments. And then you take them somewhere public, a park, a friend's house, a busy street, and you become a slightly different person, more performative, more conscious of how the interaction looks to others, quicker to correct them for things you would let pass at home, more focused on the external presentation of the relationship than on the relationship itself. Your dog feels this shift. They cannot name it, but the person standing at the end of the leash in a busy park has a different energy than the person who sits on the floor with them on a Tuesday evening. And the dog, who has calibrated themselves to the private version of you, has to recalibrate in real time to the public version. This is not a catastrophic problem. Dogs are adaptive, and they manage this easily. But the rule they are holding you to is consistency. The request that the person they know in private is recognizably the same person who shows up in the world with them. That they do not have to wonder which version of you they are going to encounter when the front door opens. That the anchor is reliable regardless of what is on the other side of it. Rule 5. Never use affection as a substitute for safety. This is the rule most owners violate most regularly and most unknowingly, and it is the one with the most significant long-term consequences for the dog's emotional health. Affection and safety are not the same thing. A dog can be deeply, lavishly loved, cuddled, praised, spoiled with comfort and treats and devoted attention, while simultaneously living in a psychological environment that does not provide the consistency, predictability, and boundary holding that genuine safety requires. A dog in this situation is not a happy dog. They are an anxious dog who receives a lot of affection. And anxious dogs with a lot of affection often develop the behaviors that most frustrate their owners. The demand behaviors, the separation, distress, the resource guarding, the hyper-attachment. Precisely because the affection is abundant while the safety architecture it requires to be received is absent. Safety, in the canine psychological sense, is built from consistency, from predictable rules that hold, from an owner whose emotional expression is stable enough to be anticipated, from the certainty that the relationship has a shape that will not randomly collapse. Affection without this foundation does not comfort a dog. It activates them. It produces a dog that needs more and more affection because the affection is not landing in a nervous system secure enough to hold it. The rule your dog is holding you to is this: give me both. Not affection instead of safety. Affection within safety. The warmth of your love inside the structure that makes it possible to receive. That combination, genuine warmth inside genuine consistency, is what your dog has been hoping for from you since the day they came home. It is the agreement they thought you were both making, and honoring it every day, in the ordinary and unremarkable moments of a shared life, is the fullest expression of everything they have ever asked you for. Outro. Now you know what they were hoping for. Drop a comment. I read every single one. Subscribe. New video every week. See you next time.